I'm ending my year of pizza unexpectedly early, but it's for a good cause, I promise. I'm going to baking school in Paris, and I couldn't be more excited. But before I grab my passport and fly abroad, I'm making one last meal from Stafford's wonderful cookbook, Pizza Night. Today, I'll be making an indulgent combination that I've been looking forward to for some time. The Brussels sprout pizza with pancetta, balsamic, and ricotta, and the fall wedge salad with bacon, pear, and blue cheese dressing. I'll be walking you through the cooking process here in my home kitchen. Hopefully, the 12 pizzas and salads that we've made together have inspired you to start or continue your own pizza making journey, or gotten you inspired to pick up a cookbook from your own collection. With that, it's time to go in depth. Hi, I'm Maddie Burton. I first wrote about my goal to cook my way through Stafford's cookbook Pizza Night in my newsletter, which is now called Breakfast Club in honor of the baking journey I'm embarking on. On the surface, you may not see a lot of similarities between making a pizza and, say, baking up a batch of danishes. But this project, even though it's ending earlier than I originally intended, has actually been a major catalyst in my decision to pursue baking school. I've written more about that in this week's newsletter, which you'll find linked below. If my boyfriend has a signature dish, it's probably Brussels sprouts. He bakes them cut side down in a super hot cast iron skillet. It's a technique that makes for a super crispy exterior and a creamy interior. He cooked this dish often for us early on in our relationship, so I was especially excited to feature Brussels sprouts on this week's pizza. And seeing that Ali paired the sprouts with salty pancetta, sweet balsamic syrup, and creamy whipped ricotta, honestly, I couldn't wait to try this combination of flavors and textures. Plus, the salad sounded equally indulgent. Wedges of iceberg lettuce topped with bacon bits, crispy pine nuts, diced pear, and blue cheese dressing. Honestly, this meal sounded like the perfect capstone to my pizza project. For 2 pizzas and the full salad recipe, this week's grocery bill was a little bit more splurgy than recent weeks. All told, the total came to about $70. And honestly, when I wrote out the grocery list this week, I figured that might be the case. Between all of the different types of dairy and meat in the salad, the dressing, and atop the pizza, I knew things were going to add up. So if you're looking to make pizza on a budget, this probably isn't the recipe pairing for you. But for me, this week's pairing turned out to be perfect because it was an indulgent and celebratory end to this project. All right, so here's what I'm going to be tackling on the salad front. For the blue cheese dressing, I've whisked together buttermilk, sour cream, mayo, and crumbled blue cheese. And I've added seasonings like salt, pepper, garlic, lemon juice, and chives. I'm crisping up diced bacon in a skillet, then toasting pine nuts in the rendered fat. I'll be slicing heads of iceberg lettuce into wedges, then seasoning them with salt, and topping them with bacon, pine nuts, blue cheese dressing, diced pears, pepper, and chives. All right, let's dive in. With the salad prepared, it's time to tackle the pizza. On the stovetop, I'm reducing balsamic vinegar into a beautiful syrup. The recipe calls for crisping slices of pancetta in a skillet, but my grocery store was out, so I bought prosciutto instead. It's a bit too delicate to fry up in a skillet, so I'm just going to put it on the pizza dough as is. I'll pull apart a handful of Brussels sprouts and season the leaves with olive oil, white balsamic vinegar, and flaky salt. And I'll beat a few tablespoons of heavy cream, flavor it with garlic and salt, and layer everything on top of my pizza dough. When it comes out of the oven, I'll top everything with whipped ricotta. That whipped ricotta will be the perfect callback to the cover recipe, which was actually the first recipe I made from this book. All right, let's do it. As expected, this was a rich and fabulous final recipe pairing, one that I will definitely make again. It was truly the perfect special occasion meal. The acidic balsamic syrup and the bite of the diced pears kept the pizza and salad from feeling too heavy. As always, there are a couple of things that I will adjust next time I make this pizza. This pizza is pretty tall because you wind up piling Brussels sprouts leaves on top of it. Because the pizza took about 10 minutes to bake in my home oven, that meant that the leaves got pretty crispy. So it might be a good candidate for my outdoor pizza oven where it'll benefit from the shorter cook time. Or alternatively, I might actually try topping the pizza with raw Brussels sprouts leaves after baking, because when they were seasoned, they were addictively tasty. Also, the whipped ricotta gets quite melty when it hits the hot pizza, so I would wait to top that until bringing it out to the table. Other than those two minor adjustments, I have no notes on the flavor pairings. And in the salad, the crispy textures and the salty, sweet, and rich flavor combinations all played together like a symphony. Plus, I'm excited to have some leftover balsamic syrup and whipped ricotta to flavor other dishes this week. I hope you try these recipes at home, and if you do, hop into the comments and let me know. I would love to hear how it goes for you. This may be the final installment of this video series, but my homemade pizza journey is far from over. When I'm back from my time abroad, you can be sure I will be cracking open this book again and firing my pizza oven up again. In the meantime, I'm going to be putting into practice all of the lessons that I learned from Allie's book, because I took so many insights from her on combining flavors and textures, on flexing my creative muscles as a cook, on experimenting with new techniques, and on maintaining a sense of flexibility and play in my cooking. All of those lessons apply within the world of making pizza, to be sure, but they're much more broadly applicable too. On that note, thank you for watching. It has been a total pleasure to make these videos to share with you. If you'd like to follow along with my baking school journey and beyond, I would love to have you. You can find my written dispatches on Breakfast Club at newsletter.maddieburton.com. Thank you again for being here with me, and I will see you there.